Little meows.
Wrong one, Daniel. Click number 1. There you go. Then number 4. And we're already live. That's rock and roll, baby. That's how rock and roll goes.
Beauty. Yeah.
Hello again, our loyal No Payne fans. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon, and I'm inviting you and welcoming you to the 41st episode of the No Payne podcast. We had a cancellation fairly suddenly, and for that reason, we've decided to scramble, put things together, and we decided to get Mike involved again. I think we've refined our FaceTime system a little bit here, but if there are any kinks in the system, we apologize. It is a work in progress, but alas, we are happy to welcome Mike to the 45th episode. Mike, how you doing, big guy?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I see we got a special guest cat there today.
Yeah, she won't get off my lap, but I mean, I can't complain. She's good
That's
stuff.
I wouldn't complain either.
She's just like pets.
Which one is it?
We have Minnie. Minnie is here this time. Miss Meows, not sure where she is, but
Minnie's not so cuddly all the time. What the heck's with her today?
Only when that usually when you're either sitting on the toilet, but yeah, she's starting to warm up a little bit more and more.
Right. Well,
It's been good.
That's good.
Yeah.
How's within the company, how's things going? What are you coming across these days in your inspections? What would you say is your number one issue these days?
Number one issue that I tend to find time after time. Honestly, it's the same 3 things. I mean, there's 2 different categories, one of which being inside the attic, or I guess condensation related issues, and then roof leaks themselves or exterior damage. And very recently I've been finding more and more cracked valleys, which I am very excited about because those are very easy, quick repairs and really easy upsell when it comes to long-term repairs. Typically, I think the gauge of the valley metal itself doesn't really have much of an impact, because if it's installed improperly or if the workmanship is poor, if there's, say, kinks in it during the install and things, it's bound to crack no matter what the gauge. But
well, all you gotta do is caulk it, man.
Yeah, caulk it.
Stick your caulk in there.
Yeah, exactly. Temporary sealant seems to be the only thing we can do on the spot anyways to seal it. You'd want to stay away from asphalt-based products, obviously. Stick to silicone-based or rubberized sealants. The M1 brand that we use has been fantastic. A lot of the roof inspections that I've been doing, post re-roof inspections, even some of these are months old, and no, that M1 holds up really well. It's not too stiff. Like I said, it doesn't crack or become brittle. It's great. But so anyways,
what's your favorite? What's your favorite caulk? Would you say?
My favorite caulk.
You got a favorite?
Oh, M1 for sure. For sure, M1. No doubt about that.
It's my favorite too.
I'm tempted to pick up a box of white here soon, because there's a lot of times where I'm throwing black caulk on very, very light fixtures and accessories. So I feel like I could just bring up my customer service a notch by just kind of matching color a little closely, or more closely. But yeah, no, M1 I think for sure. I think quad probably be a runner-up, because I think their silicone bases are a little different from the M1. The quad is.
I don't. The only thing, I mean, I like quad only when it's dry. I mean, with M1 you can apply when it's wet. But out of all my favorite caulkings, I think the M1 cock is my favorite. Yeah, for sure, hands down.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to do it. But
so
you
to
know,
continue, I'm sorry, I just got a little too far from the initial question because I kind of broke off
okay,
into the caulking and whatnot.
yeah, that's my fault.
No, it's okay. As I was saying, the two categories, one of which being cat's getting really involved. I think he recognizes you. I think she recognizes you, Mike. Exterior damage, leak stuff. I've been finding a lot of cracked valleys. Outside of that, it's the same 3 big condensation contributors that I find in almost every attic inspection that I do. Primarily ventilation imbalances. Most of the time, it's a lack of exhaust rather than air intake, which can have a similar impact. I'm always finding tin goosenecks with a lack of an adapter that are just either full of gaps, letting a lot of light in, obviously also contributing to condensation issues overall, allowing for a large amount of frost and ice buildup in the attic throughout the sub-zero months that we have. Third issue being a lack of insulation. I'm finding more and more so an average of between like 8 and 10 inches. More modern homes nowadays, they've upped the building standard to an R40 value, which is closer to 14 inches. But even in some of the newer homes, I'm finding a lack of insulation, and that can also be a pretty major contributor overall to condensation. Because I explained this. I think what's
going on.
Go ahead.
What I think is going on with the insulation is that it's that some of them might have condensation issues. It might be getting compressed over time, and then I also find what lowers the level is just a lot of traffic up there. Just people running all over the place, kind of stomping it down.
Unfortunately, I'm a contributor in that field, but
you can only do the best you can.
I'd cover my tracks best I can, but then again, you're disturbing what was at one point settled, and it'll never be as resilient to heat transfer in those areas. That's just the price you pay to walk around up there, you know.
If you rake it out, it basically doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, after so much traffic up there, you gotta top it up. What I notice is when anybody says they have pot lights, I'm like, oh no, insulation is generally a mess. They generally don't top it up after they're done, and then a lot of the time they just don't seal the pot lights properly.
No, that's true. Yeah. I mean, either there's either a lack of poly boots over the pot lights or sealing speakers or bathroom fans, or they do have the poly boots and they were just not sealed at all. Sometimes they just use, like an acoustic seal or a type of sealant that doesn't cure to try to glue
another kind of cock.
But yeah, exactly. But the edges of the poly boots will curl up over time and allow for air to pass through. So there's always seems to be a neglect in terms of sealing these areas properly.
What I've heard is they have, like, a lot of people are like, we have those self-sealing self-sealing pot lights, and then but I was reading around on it, and they're still saying that you should still put a pot or a boot over top of them even if they're self-sealing. That's what I've
they're self-sealing, but they're just, I guess, relying on a proper cut in the ceiling for the fixture itself in order to provide, or I guess, safeguard against that air transfer. But it's hard to picture what they mean by self-sealing. Is it the light fixture itself that just has like a gasket around it or something that?
Yeah, exactly. Some of them have a gasket and then they seal, but like I said, they still. What I've heard is that you still want to put a boot over them, just because it's just an extra layer of protection, and plus apparently a lot of them don't even work properly like they're supposed to.
I see.
And one of the big issues is that they get too hot, and you don't want to have the insulation in contact with it. But these ones here particularly don't get too hot. But still, like I say, I think boots are the way to go, even if they're self-sealing pot lights.
Yeah, for sure. I was also going to mention whether or not they are LED or bulb light fixtures, because heat is also a huge contributor. Oh, that sip went down the wrong pipe, eh? What do you have in that cup, Mike? I've got some spicy broth here going in this noodle bowl. What do you got?
I got some decaf coffee. Yeah, with a little bit of honey in there. No sugar.
Oh yeah, good call. Yep, natural sweetener. Good thing.
I don't know how much better it is for me.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's hard to say. Hard to say for sure.
who knows?
Yeah.
Has Daniel been getting any footage of you lately, or has he been leaving you alone these days?
Oh well, last time we were together, we were up in the attic space. It was a beautiful like -10 maybe right around 0 when he was up there with me last, which is perfect. Nowadays, spending any time in the attic space is less than comfortable. So I certainly commend our service crews for spending as much time in the attics as throughout the day.
Oh,
The current temperatures, I have
so
a
gross.
lot of experience with doing that, and I know what they're going through. But you just stick with it, and you prove yourself, and over time, you'll transcend that position, right? And as I can speak for myself.
Well,
But
caulking doesn't solve everything, that's
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, no, that's true. Sure doesn't. But yeah, Daniel was up there last week. It was beautiful.
Yeah, no, his work is really good. I'm really appreciative of his.
Why don't you wave to the audience here? Why don't you throw on that wide angle camera here, Daniel, and say, "Hey, everybody, how's it going? Look at this is our super maestro behind the camera for all of our new no Payne footage, all the videos and pictures. This is the man. He's the man. This is the guy who actually did the videography at my wedding. Yeah, he did the videography at my wedding as well too. He told me today that that I'm gonna have to get some or download some software in order to view the 360-degree video that he has of the wedding. I don't even know what to make of that, but I was pretty excited to hear that he went that far with it. So, I mean, with the kind of quality he brings to the content for No Payne Roofing, I mean, to get that same quality for a memory of mine, that is extremely important. I'm very grateful to have him involved. Right out. We just got to work out the kinks out on the podcast side of things. Pressing the right buttons and stuff.
Daniel's a handy guy.
I'm just playing with you. Certainly, but yeah.
Yeah, man.
We certainly should organize when it starts to cool down another session. Yeah. Maybe on the roof this time. Some of the repairs, as Mike was saying. Yeah.
Sweet. How was the wedding anyway? Did you have any challenges? Everything went pretty smooth?
Well, for those of you who don't know, our viewers, anyways, I was married 2 weeks ago. Week and a half ago, last weekend. I don't know, 2 weeks ago. To answer Mike's question, honestly, it went off without a hitch. I guess maybe the biggest issue was just how much time we had to spend at the ceremony waiting for the limo to pick us up from the ceremony to take us to the reception. Ceremony ended maybe around 12:30 or 1, but we didn't have a limo pickup until 3:30, so we had like 2.5 hours to kill. And we took as many photos as we possibly could. But, I mean, it was hard. We spent a lot of time kind of hanging out because we had to just essentially wait for our ride to show up. I mean, other than that, the only other hiccup might have been my speech at the reception itself. Actually, it was. Oh. I mean, only because everyone did all their speeches, and then I thought I need to get up there and I need to say thank you. I need to just say something. And by that time, everybody was, buying me tequila, and I was certainly a little tipsy at that point, you could say. And I got up there for my speech, and I guess I kind of just lost my train of thought a little bit halfway through, just trying to thank everybody. And I usually I'm pretty good on the spot with that, but I guess I was trying to address everybody and thank everybody, but started to go into the fact that, I have more family now, and I have blah, blah, blah. And it was funny that eventually the MCs, Carly's sister and her friend, just came up and kind of just pulled the microphone out of my hand. Said, "Get out, go sit down, Brody, man. You've had enough." I'm like, "Oh man," it was funny. It was
before you bring more shame on your family,
yeah,
dude.
It was
yeah. It was almost like samurai stuff. You didn't have to put a sword in your stomach, which is nice.
Yeah.
But
dishonored.
You know what, dude? It's your party. You can cry if you want to.
Yeah, it was funny. It was a good laugh. Like I wasn't too far gone. I just I wasn't prepared at all, and I just started to think of what am I going to say while I'm up there, and it started to not make sense, and they just kind of got rid of me at that point. But it was funny. It made for a good memory. I wonder if Daniel has any footage of that. He probably does. I don't remember how it went, but I know it didn't go good. But no, yeah. I mean, going right back to work the following Monday, I thought, maybe we should have taken our honeymoon right after the wedding, because it was kind of weird going from that and then going straight into work the day after. But
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
but that's okay. You're still good for that.
oops, lost you. Oh, Mike, I lost you. Whoop. My bad. That was my fault. What did I do?
How did the dance go?
Oh, hold on, Mike. I'm gonna have to wait. I totally screwed up the whole podcast. Everyone is looking. There we go. There we
Excuse
go.
me.
No, I messed up completely. I totally crapped the bed on that. That's okay. We're back. We're back in action. The dance.
Happens.
Yeah. So.
Hey, everybody craps the bed at least once in their life. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The dance.
The texture of cocking.
Yeah, no doubt. Just throw cock on it. It'll be fine. Carly and I went through 8 or 6. I think it was 8, maybe 6 dancing classes in preparation for the first dance, kind of choreographing that entire thing, and I think it went really well. I mean, we practiced a bunch, and we ended up doing it more than once at the reception because a few people showed up late, and they had asked to see it. And by the time they got there, Carly and I were pretty drunk and decided to do it again for everybody. And maybe we did better the second time. I'm not sure. We were a little more loose, a little looser, but no, the dancing went really well.
Sweet.
And yeah, no, I mean,
That's awesome.
it was a special time, and everyone was there, and it was great. And I mean, I've got a bunch of cool new appliances now for my kitchen, because appliances seem to be the '1 go-to for wedding gifts, and I'm not complaining, but nice to get a good air fryer and whatnot. That's really cool.
What'd you get?
I mentioned, well, air fryer was one. My mom bought us a super kick-ass Ninja air fryer, one of those big ones, and got like a cool Nespresso machine and stuff. But the gifts are not most important, obviously. I just thought I'd mention some cool appliances certainly go a long way, and that'll be a part of the household for a very long time. So that was great. But then, cool, and then I started to talk about going back into work, and then Monday morning, I can't remember what it was, probably an inspection of some sort, and I'm trying to get my head in the game after all partying all weekend and having to just get totally thrown right back into the fray. It was foreign. It seemed foreign getting back into the swing of things so quickly, but I adapted well. It went well. The inspection went well. It just mentally, it was a little strange because that was such a big deal, such a big moment, and then going just right back to the grind right after that. But found out, pretty sure I had a couple cracked valleys that day, which were great. I was happy about that and cocked the hell out of them. It was great. It was totally great. Hey, quick reminder for our audience. Don't forget about the Mystery Word Challenge. We're still running the Mystery Word Challenge. And don't forget to leave your guesses in the comments, because Daniel's on the keys and he's waiting for a winner. We are going to go live this coming Monday if we have a winner. But for those of you who are curious, we have a winner from a previous episode who was unable to attend our most recent prize draw. So you will be doing a combined prize draw with last episode's winner. It'll be smooth. It'll be as it always would be, but you will have a companion along with you this time around. So keep that in mind.
Sweet. Nobody's going to be lonely. I don't know. Let's see a hint. Let's say the mystery word starts with a C. There we go. Starts with a C.
Control. Nope.
And it can also be like, it also, like, if you were to say it another way, it would start with C. Like, actually, C.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. Okay.
C.
All right. Yeah, that's a good guess. All right, moving on. Mike, I have a question for you, actually.
Sure.
It's kind of related to a conversation you and I had earlier today. What's your take on drones in the roofing industry and how they could be applied to, say, inspections? Because, as I said, there was a roof I was on earlier. It was a tile roof, concrete tile roof that was just breaking, crumbling under my feet, and I was thinking of how a drone may be handy in these situations. So, what's your take on that?
Well, we talked to Leo. He was, let us know a lot, quite a bit about drones. And if as long as they're under a certain weight, it's legal. You can fly them around. I imagine, some people could be, like, neighbors might get a little bit upset or something like that about hearing a drone or seeing one, or especially some of the people that are like not up with the times and they think that maybe drones are
Military.
spying on everybody.
Yeah, military's getting involved.
Yeah, something like that.
Have you gotten in trouble at all? No complaints from any neighbors or anything?
No. Just one person asked me about it, like, why did you find a drone around my house? And I said, no, I work for an open roof.
Oh yeah, just one person asking him.
And then he was allowed. Oh, it's okay, no worries.
Just curious what he's doing. He says, I'm working with No Payne Roofing, to getting some social media footage, and they were fine, which is cool, which is good. Well, right on.
Personally, though, for inspections for drones, I don't really. I wouldn't say I approve of it being the sole use for inspections. And maybe you might be able to get to maybe if your ladder can't get up there or something like that, might be a good idea to use a drone. But like a drone can't lift a shingle to see if it's nailed properly, or it can't do a measurement on the overhang. It doesn't know what underlayments are there, or But that being said, I'm sure that drones have utility in some respects. But for me, I've never been sitting there being like, damn, I need a drone right now, So
yeah,
but
of course.
Again,
there's those very. I was only thinking more of those very specific moments where it would come in handy, because as you had said, you covered all those points, which are fantastic. But then again, if it's a leak repair, how could you detect a pinhole sized entry point for water when you can only hover so close, right? And you can't. You could likely zoom in on some of these cameras, but then again, it's very difficult to detect a leak point. Sometimes it's very tiny, and it'd be very, very difficult to do that with a drone, not to mention, underlayments and overhang and all of these other things. But that's why I mentioned the earlier job where I was on a concrete tile roof, and I ended up replacing 6 tiles today because of them breaking under my feet. And so whether or not I would have been able to inspect things a little more closely with the help of a drone, right? But luckily the client had on hand about 10 spare tiles, which I spoke with him about the condition of the roof and how I would need these tiles to do repairs if I were to move ahead with the inspection, and he was happy to supply them. So I ended up getting through the whole thing, and he was happy with the report. He emailed me back. He was happy with what I was able to provide for him. So it went well. So I just want to fly a damn drone, Mike. Let me buy a drone. Come on, for the company. For the company.
I know. Well, we're gonna have to, try to keep a little bit of control on the spending right now.
No,
but,
I know. I'm just playing.
Maybe for Christmas, Santa Claus will break into your house and leave you a drone.
Yeah, you never know. I did buy like a pocket drone once. It was like probably this big.
I think that's a name.
Very tiny. It was a pocket. That's the name of it. I don't remember. It was a piece of crap. It was very difficult to control. It broke pretty quickly, but it's the closest I've come to, Hey, here's another idea. Why don't I buy myself a drone that I would use at work? That way we could save the company money, and I would use it or have it when I need it. Hey, why not?
Right.
So I've been to Best, but they have some pretty decent, good enough drones around $500 or $600.
You can.
That could work, man. I wouldn't be. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to that. No.
You can finance, I don't know, $30 monthly, something like that. It is open.
Yeah, it should be on. Yeah. Should be your number one.
Yeah. Right on.
So what would you do? This is a what would you do question. So if it was Christmas, okay, and you go to bed and it's the eve of Christmas, and then you hear a crowbar.
That was mine. Can you turn it back down? Sorry, Daniel, cranked my headset and mic's super loud.
It's all good.
There we go, it's better.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then you hear a crowbar prying your door open. It's wow, and you're oh my god, somebody's breaking in. And then you go downstairs and then you see a guy. He's dressed like Santa Claus, and he's got a big 80-inch screen TV he's leaving you. What do you do? And he's your friend.
I would sit him down. I would first and foremost sit him down and start to ask him some very serious questions. That's what I would do. I mean, first of all, did you produce this on site at the North Pole, or did you have this shipped up to the North Pole? I mean, or did you pick it up from the production site down in Georgia or wherever they're from. I mean, I don't know. I had a huge list of questions, but then
Do I owe you anything for this?
yeah,
don't-
I
but
would probably go ahead.
I mean, but what if he was like your friend though? You know him. He's like, you know what? It was just like your good friends. Like, don't worry, man. I'll pay for the door. I was just trying to leave you something nice for Christmas.
Yeah, well, if he was my friend already, then it's difficult to answer. But then again, if I hadn't been friends with him already, I would probably just be completely starstruck because Santa's
Yeah.
real. Holy, like there's Santa. Like I don't know what I would do with myself completely. Totally, God knows.
I wonder how often that happens.
Yeah, well, I have a memory from when I was a kid when my grandmother actually put on a Santa's outfit and ran down the street in front of the house, and my mom pointed to us, "Who's that out on the street?" And I remember being out at maybe 7 years old at the time, and no, I was really happy. Grandma did that for me because she certainly had me hook, line, and sinker. So.
Damn,
a
dude.
good
Yeah,
memory.
when did you find out Santa didn't exist?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have much of a core memory in that category. I can't remember exactly. I don't remember it bothering me that much. I feel like if it was a big deal or if it really shook me to my core, I might remember. But I feel like I kind of didn't faze me. I guess I was just too materialistic. Maybe I didn't care who they came from, just as long
As long as the gifts keep coming in. Well, I found out when I was 4 years old. I was like inquiring a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, this. I was just like, this just doesn't make sense. This doesn't. How is this? How is that? And I guess maybe my mom just didn't do a very good job at convincing me that Santa was real. But you know, my brother, he found out this way. His mom said, like, so if the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus got into a race, who would win? And he's like, oh, I think it would be the Easter Bunny because, you know, he's a rabbit and he goes fast. She's like, no, wrong. None of them would win because none of them are real.
No.
And
Cold hard truth.
he cried a big bad river. But she just thought, just got to get this over with. Let's just get it all over with.
Some parents don't want to indoctrinate their children into the world of fairy tales and mystical creatures.
Well, she did. And then she's looking forward to the ripping that Band-Aid off real fast. But so okay, now I want to go back to what we were talking about a little bit about the metal patches. I mean, so if you have a valley that's cracked, I always say I'll seal it with the sealant. It'll stop the leak, nice and cheap. But you always, if you want a long-term patch or a long-term fix, you got to cut that valley metal out and put it in a new patch because that caulking is only going to last for maybe a couple of years, where a full valley patch is going to last for a long time. And then also, I'd just like to know for people that are watching that if you ever have cracks in your valley, it's mostly due to a installer manhandling the damn valley metal when they put it in. So if you have a brand new roof and you see any wrinkles in the valley, they're going to crack and they're going to leak. Just saying.
Yeah. As I said as well, it's usually a workmanship error because they try to.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to minimize gaps between, the sheathing in the valley section and the underside of the valley metal, so they push as hard as they can to flatten it, and they can very easily cause a kink. And yeah, over time, the stress in that area will split because of the extreme fluctuations we get in temperature. That's the biggest issue. Negative 30 one night, plus 10, back and forth, and just the fluctuations can stress out those kinks. And there you go.
Yep.
You got to split. Like I said, I'm always very happy and excited when it's a cracked valley. I'm always really happy about that because there it is, plain and simple.
Oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah, that's where the leak is coming from. They tend to leak though during the winter time, and but I do find that sometimes the underlayment can hold up for quite a while. That's why I think that the Certainteed Winter Guard is really good. I don't even know if that stuff will ever leak. Even if you if the valley metal cracks, I don't think that it'll ever.
Yeah, unless
leak.
there's a gouge in it or a penetration through it, it's a pretty thick tar combined with rubber peel and stick underlayment, right? Like it's certainly, that would take quite a bit. You could wrap your entire roof. You could wrap the decking in Winter Guard alone, and without any serious impact, you'd probably last quite a long time. It's pretty good stuff. I mean, they do make
Yeah.
other peel and sticks that are thicker, that are designed to be exposed, right? Like Ico, what's it called? Roof Fast, Ico Roof Fast, granulated peel and stick stuff. But no, WinterGuard it's tried and true, and maybe one day I'll make a shack in the backyard and I'll put nothing but WinterGuard on it, and we'll see how that goes. Anyways, were you saying?
I think that would last. Personally, I think that would last a long time.
I think it would. Dan,
Yeah,
I think we got some questions or something
it was
online.
just Elaine, she texts us that if we have some swag, we can bring it on August 16th to a construction and networking event that she has.
Okay, Elaine Coates.
Well,
how you? Thanks for tuning
hey.
in. By the way, there's an event.
She's-
So
say again,
Daniel, if you could, Daniel, you want to schedule that in for yourself?
Yeah, I can make it.
Why don't you go do that?
Yeah, I can make it that work.
You said it's a construction.
Why the heck not?
What was it?
Construction and networking event.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us know, Elaine, about that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Elaine, yeah, that'd be really sweet. So what we'll do is we'll go there, we'll do a bunch of video footage, and we'll talk to people, whatever. We do kind of a promo for everybody that's there, and we'll bring up everybody's logos and everything on like a 30-minute, or not 30-minute, like 60-second video, and we can put up some swag there too, give some people some stuff. I think that'd be really cool. No, we're definitely doing it. Daniel, book it in.
Yeah, I'll book it in.
Yeah,
You're the man.
networking is name of the game for sure. Very important. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So other news, goings-ons in No Payne Roofing. We just recently actually got a new batch of business cards. Finally got a batch with my name on it, which is cool. It says, what does it say? Inspector and Quality Control, which is
Yes, sir.
right up my alley. So I'm happy to get that. Carly also got a batch of her cards as well, and new cards for Mike as well. So to get new merchandise, maybe not merchandise, but business oriented things. It's always exciting when I get a new package on my doorstep. No doubt about that. Because we also got a bunch of new hats. The one those bucket hats that I love so much, those showed up. Also, those very thin long sleeves with the hoods, those showed up recently as well. So
That's lovely. We also got a new van. Isn't that great?
right, yes, we added another vehicle to the fleet. I'm not sure the make, but I believe it's a 1500. Maybe
It's a GMC Chevy. Yeah.
GMC Chevy or those are two different makes.
Oh, no. Sorry.
GMC
It's just
Savannah, maybe.
something like that. But it looks
don't know.
really good. It's a 1995 van, super old, I guess, and almost a classic now. And the thing doesn't have a bit of rust on it. It's got like 180,000 K on it. Did a bunch of stuff to it, fixed it right up, and I can't wait to see how that thing rolls out and works.
Is it wrapped yet?
Yep, fully wrapped.
Already, cool, right on. Yeah, from what I hear, there will be another vehicle as well too. Another installer, Brandon. I think he's going to be getting a new truck as well. Is that going to be wrapped as well? That truck?
I don't know. If I'm hoping so.
Right, I see.
You know what we have though? Somebody just brought up here. So they're saying they saw. So Chad is saying that he saw a house the other day with new roof vents that we use. The big 3-tier pro ventilators.
Right. Well, they are a beautiful sight, certainly.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think some people like the look of them, but overall, the best thing about them is their function. Like, I think that, those should be standard on every roof. That's the way I see it. And as soon as we started using those vents and using them properly and figuring out the ventilation plus the master shingler applicator course, we became the best company in the city right there.
Right.
Because,
I agree with you to an extent, but I disagree in that I don't think it would be necessary for every roof everywhere, because honestly, it's the climate that we're in, I think, is the biggest issue here. When we get 3 feet of snowfall, we have those standard Duraflow Pro 50s or the 60 50s, and they're just, maybe 3 inches tall, they're working at a limited capacity when they are, well, midwinter, and they're covered in snow, right?
Well, I mean, I'm talking anywhere that I live, I would want to use the Pro ventilators.
Yeah.
I would say that they're like here in Calgary, they like absolutely they're a must.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
but the thing is that what's really great about them is they utilize the wind direction. Doesn't matter if it's coming from left, right, center. Because the box vents, they only work if the wind is blowing in X and Y positions.
Yeah.
So when you have that ventilator, it really grabs the air from all directions. But I do agree.
It creates a vacuum effect of sorts on the interior of the vent to help pull air from the attic space, and it works in all dimensions with the Pro ventilators for sure. The Pro turbos as well. They for those of you wondering, the Pro turbos being the Whirlybird remakes, the non-mechanical, non-soft metal Whirlybird replacements essentially. They also provide a bit of a vacuum effect when the wind is blowing, which is very helpful.
Right.
Yeah. That's why they can ventilate up to X amount of square feet. With the Pro ventilators, they can go up to 1,200 square feet. That's because of the wind that helps to create that vacuum effect inside the vent, and therefore pulling, or even, I guess, allowing it to pull even more air from the attic space. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're good vents. They're good vents for sure.
I think I just got a message. Our new guy today. I think he just quit.
The new guy who came by here for a pee test not long ago.
For a pee test. Yeah, you know what? He's 42 years old, and I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, you can have older roofers. I was kind of thinking, you know what? I don't know if he's going to be a good fit. And then he wanted way too much money per hour. I was like, dude, I'm going to try you out at a tryout rate. And so I was like thinking, like, I don't know how good this guy is. So I put him on the steepest roof that we have going on right now.
Yeah.
He's just so mad. He just sent me a message. He wants his money for his 6 hours, and he's going to get it. But he's like,
well, did he have experience or no?
Yeah, he's a roofer. He said he's been roofing for longer than I've been alive, and that's what I was trying to say to them. I was like, dude, I like these are some of the worst candidates I ever get.
Yeah,
are the ones that say
show us, prove it, show us that that's the case, and we'll talk. Because I've heard that a couple times. I've also been up on the roof as well, waiting for new candidates, and I've seen a couple even actually just pull up to site, drive away. 2 minutes later, they take a look at the roof that we're on and drive away.
Yep, that's generally the case.
Yeah.
That's let's see here. We got one here. Somebody's asking us, are we getting 1-2, boss man? What the heck does that mean?
Well, might be talking about getting the Pro ventilator. Maybe.
He wants caulking. No, he wants caulking.
No, he wants.
Oh, I think that was Willie saying.
Yeah, that was Willie.
Oh, he's talking about the van. Does he get one too? There's just too many of you guys. There's just too many.
One day you'll get one if he is strong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My old school.
Things are changing rapidly. We're expanding at a reasonable rate, and I mean, I think our finances have allowed for a new vehicle recently, not to mention all the new merchandise that we've got. But it's a slow-going process, no doubt about it. But having at least one solid vehicle per crew that can actually manage materials, that's what's extremely important for sure. Because, I mean, even if you only need if you need small accessories or small amount of materials, you can send other crew members with personal vehicles to go and do it. But you certainly need a vehicle that can carry at least 25 bundles or so, right? That's certainly certainly important. Even myself, now that I'll be once again behind the wheel of the Dodge Ram, which I drove primarily for a few years back in the day, with myself doing the odd re-roof as well, having a vehicle that could manage that kind of material is super important. So.
Well, I'm actually thinking about eventually when finances allow. I think we should get a big box van. Yeah. Like a big box truck or something like that, because we do a lot of insulation these days.
Yeah.
We need a big blower right there.
Having an equipped vehicle for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I understand. I agree for sure. Yeah, there's a
Good
few
for
companies,
siding.
not to name names, but there are at least 2 or 3 other roofing companies in town that I've seen with those bigger box fans. And
Yeah, they're
yeah.
yeah. They're great advertisement. Nice big billboard on there for you. But you know what's interesting though? I find the vast majority of calls that we get for insulation, everyone who's asked for insulation, they're usually like, "Yeah, we saw your vehicle driving, and we saw that you guys offer insulation services."
There you
That's
go.
what I've been finding.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when we didn't have wrapped vehicles. It was kind of night and day. We certainly, our leads increased as soon as we started to advertise on the road like that. And there was certainly no looking back since that time. As well as the lawn signs that we have, and planting those lawn signs in appropriate areas and things, it certainly goes a long way.
The lawn signs, working with the vehicles, working with the uniforms, working with the social media. It was like boom, the big explosion of no Payne roofing around the city, and that's when now people know who we are, which is great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. And having social media content that's unique, that separates us from other roofing companies, is certainly important as well. The kind of footage that Daniel puts together, the way that it's edited, I mean, is unlike any other roofing company's social media that I've seen, right? And that certainly helps to separate us from the competition.
Pretty much basically any trades company in the city isn't really hitting these spots, and our TikTok, believe it or not, is actually growing pretty fast right now. We're up to 800 followers now.
Have you been uploading on that recently? I remember the last one was the Lego roof leak video, I think was the last one.
Yeah, I basically load up the same content that I'm putting out for the other social media platforms, but I think that TikTok needs to be approached from a more unique scenario where people are, but we just it's hard to get the cooperation of the crew, and it's also hard to get the cooperation or just finding like those viral things to do, like we need the next Tide Pod challenge,
Yeah, no doubt. That was a good one.
Or we all just eat Tide Pods. Wouldn't that be hilarious? No.
It's got to eat Tide Pods on the roof. What is going on? It sounds like there's a waterfall. And like Carly, who knows very damn well that there's a podcast going on in the basement, she decided to flush every toilet in the house, run every sink, probably started the dishwasher too. I don't know if you can hear that on your end or not.
I can't hear it, no.
Oh, wow, there's a whole lot of active water movement going on right now. I don't know what's going on. But hey, if you guys can't hear it, then that's fine. That's perfect actually in that case.
Well, when I was sleeping in your basement by the podcast room, it was like a nice waterfall. It was like all I needed was a little bit of like, I don't know, some xylophone playing, and it'd be like, oh, waterfall.
Yeah, calming sounds. My new vehicle actually has built-in nature sounds in it. There's like
a bird nesting in there. Or
yeah,
what?
no, there's like waves. There's like a snowy village. I haven't gone through them, but there's like 10 or 12 different nature sounds that are like just built in to it that I can put on if I choose.
Which truck is that? Oh, your new vehicle.
That's the Kia Sportage.
Really?
X-Line Limited. Yeah.
What?
No, we went like totally all in. We're like, well, if we're gonna go into a bit of debt, I mean, for a new vehicle, one that we intend on keeping forever, one that we would intend to use as a family vehicle, right, for many, many years. Let's just go all in. Let's just get the top model. And we did, and it went well, and it's certainly cool. Very cool. Yeah.
You traded in before you had to keep your last vehicle all together with all the caulking. Can you imagine doing that? Just caulking your vehicle until
it's funny you say that. I do have to caulk the Ranger. I do for sure, because when it rains heavily, the next morning I'll go out, I'll open the door, and I hear a huge sloshing inside the door. Like the whole interior of the door in the Ranger just full of water, and it'll drain slowly. By the end of the day, it's empty. But like, luckily, it hasn't impacted the electrical, like the door locks and stuff.
Stick your caulk in there ASAP, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, of course. I don't know.
It's gonna rust out.
It's hard to tell exactly what spot it is, but
you could just you're gonna be repairing the siding with caulking.
Yeah, probably. You caulk everything. Like, no, I mean, like you said the other day, in my calendar, I had a roof leak and you said this is not a roofing system that you are familiar with. Let's just hope it's a bit of caulking, right? It's pretty sure something
Yep.
that you said. And of course, in the end, it was 4 spots, not 2, but easy to identify and repair because it took just a few squirts, and it was all good. They essentially just had a couple nails that were like half. Yeah, it was just gaps in the flashing and whatnot in certain areas that were really obvious, that were revealing the sheathing underneath. And yeah, no, that went well.
Right.
Yeah,
Which roofing system was that you're working on?
It was like the interlocking metal panels that are like resemble asphalt shingles, but they're the metal, like the thin tin metal interlocking metal system.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those systems those systems would be interesting because they don't utilize a step flashing system.
Oh yeah.
It's like a continuous channel.
I've seen them.
You have to remove the siding and whatnot to install a roof like that.
So we used to. So I'm certified myself to do Metro shingle. They used to call it Metro shingle. It's like a boral. It's like a stone coated steel, and then so I'm all certified for it. Unfortunately, I haven't trained any of you guys to how to do it, but now they're called boral stone coated steel. But yeah, we have technically we have certification to put that on. The stuff never sells though. I just think that it's like way too slow to put on. But that stuff is like basically windproof. Like every single panel is like they're using like grommets. Like 5 grommets per, and so it's not nails, and they all interlock and they all lock into each other.
I see.
Like I think those things are like basically tornado proof.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can see the appeal, but then again, like I said, it kind of depends on where you live. Like I said, for example, up here, like we were talking about the pro ventilators, we get 3 or 4 feet of snow in the winter sometimes, and standard roof vents, like your copy and paste standard roof exhaust vents, they use all over the place, and they're working at limited capacity throughout the winter, contributing to condensation issues, right? Same goes for this tin product. I'm not sure what metal it is, but these interlocking panels, great against the wind, but unfortunately we are in hail zone. We get a lot of hail, and after one hailstorm, its appearance is degraded.
It just goes to shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and so that's why I think I'd be more inclined or I'd lean more towards a EuroShield product, the rubber panels, which are also interlocking, which also I think would be fairly hail resistant. We've yet to get a call about a blow off from a EuroShield job.
EuroShield is like the best. I mean, in terms of for Calgary's climate with the hail. I mean, I would say my favorite is Landmark Certainty, just because it's guaranteed to life for life without any limitations. But it still gets beat up by the hail. But the problem with EuroShield is it's like 3 times more expensive. Well, not 3 times, but it's like two times and a bit in most cases. So if I have like a $15,000 asphalt roof, you can bank on it being like $32,000 for a EuroShield roof. That's the only like real drawback of a EuroShield.
Yeah,
roof.
of course. Well, they are recycled materials, recycled tires, so they need to, I guess, make up for the cost that goes into recycling the materials, right, and and creating these panels and whatnot. So I guess I understand the price behind it, but I mean, for the quality of the product and for the longevity that it would provide and hail resistance and everything else, it's certainly a one and done roofing system, right? And surprisingly, Carly's made quite a few EuroShield sales, which is great to hear.
Yeah, we got 3 of them coming up right now. The slate look is super sweet. I would suggest anybody who wants to know what that looks like, you go on our website and go into our pricing page, and it's like one of the first ones you'll see. But it's like a nice, thick, and also shiny black. They have different colors too, but I really like the black look of that one. Yeah, totally hail proof and just looks so sweet.
Yeah, I guess the only downside I can really think of is when we have sub-zero temperatures, it'd be very, very slick product. Like if your roof needed maintenance midwinter or even during a rainstorm, it'd be really really dicey getting up there and dealing with maintenance in those conditions. That's the only drawback.
Fine caulking, Damn cocking.
Yeah. I threw a
I
lot
say
of caulk down on the last Euroshield job I did, the one out in Springbank. That was a huge house, but yeah, went through quite a few tubes of caulking, a lot of M1 and a lot of Solar Seal 900, the sealant that kind of coincides with the Euroshield install. Solar 900, I think it's called. Can't get enough caulk.
Solar
Roofers
900.
can't
We
get
got
enough
a
caulk.
we got a winner. We got a winner. They guessed it. It was caulking. Elaine got it.
Elaine
Yay.
again.
Yeah.
Right on, Elaine.
I hope that Elaine wins our $500. We really need to give that out.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's been too long. Well, that might be a good time to sign off when we have a winner now, eh? How long has it been?
We got a winner. Let's sign out. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you can only say cock so many times before it's obvious, you know.
I was trying to throw it in wherever I could. Just say it for no reason.
Yeah. Well,
good job, Elaine. That's
yeah,
really awesome.
Congratulations, Elaine. You're on fire. You will have an opportunity at the $500. No doubt about that. If you don't win the $500, we have a plethora of other prizes that we are excited and eager to give away. So, thanks for playing.
Absolutely.
Thanks for playing. Yep.
Thanks for playing. Well,
yeah, right on.
Yeah. Good times, Brody.
It's good times. Always good talking to the boss man, the supreme leader.
I like that title.
You're a good man, Mike, and you're a good boss, and I'm happy to be in the position that I am because of you, and I'm happy to have you as a guest, staying on topic as much as we can, but being able to converse freely is certainly a privilege, no doubt about it, and it's entertaining for our viewers as well. So I think it went really well.
Right. All right. Okay. Well, let's wrap her up. See you guys later. Good talking with you.
Yep.
So
all right. Later, Mike. Say goodbye. Bye. And I will just I will say goodbye to our audience now. Oh, well, you guys.